What's with the last name Butts? Like, that's still a last name that people carry on and pass on to their children? Butts? Butts. Like, you are purposefully having your kid get teased at school with the last name Butts. Like, women, you can just not have kids with somebody with the last name Butts, right? Like, the second he's like, "My last name's Butts," I'm out. Fellas, if your parents abuse you and yes, it's it's abuse, pass on the name Butts, you can change your last name at the age of 18 and then not pass that name down to anybody else. Right? Like, I mean, who keeps the name Butts? Butts? Matt Orlando, hello. What do you think about the last name Butts? Yeah, Butts. Can you believe it? Yeah. I guarantee you these people are like, okay, let's see what kind of uh prank name we can give these kids. Butts. Like what is so I just want to know what you guys think this mean why people keep the name Butts. There was a football player named Jake Butts. Like an NFL football player? Richard Butts? You Dick Butts? Dick Butts? Jake Butt. Jake Butt. He was born in 1995. He didn't he's this person. This is Jake Butt. Tight end for the Denver Broncos. He was a tight end. His name is Jake Butt, and he was a tight end. Oh my god. He really leaned into that, didn't he? He was like, you know what? My name is Jake Butt. I'm gonna be a tight end. Hey, 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 hey. The dogs just are going insane. Hey, hello. Go back to bed. And be careful this time. Come here. You want to snuggle? Nope, they're all assholes. Anyway, his name is Jake Butt, and he decided he went, you know what? I'm gonna be a tight end. I'm gonna play football, and I want to be a tight end as Jake Butt. That's worse than having Hitler for your last name. If my last name was Hitler, I would lean the. Oh my god, especially looking like this. Oh yeah. Well, I think in my younger years, I probably would have been very insecure about it. But now that I'm old, I'm like, I'm leaning the fuck into it. Like, listen, all right. Now that I've been distracted 100 bajillion times. But yeah, I would just lean into it now. I'd be like, my last name is Hitler. Gaylord is a funny last name. Gaylord is a funny first name too. Like remember Meet the Parents when we found out that Greg's name was Gaylord Fokker? Yeah, Gaylord Fokker. Gaylord S. Butts. What does the S stand for? I need to know. Is it Gaylord Seymour? What if it was Seymour Gaylord Butts? I would change my name in a fucking heartbeat if that was my last name or first name. Gaylord? I'm not gonna have a family timeline of asses. I know butts. I mean, I gotta commend Jake Butt here for being a tight end, a professional tight end with the last name Butt. Like that right there, I'm kind of like, well, okay, all right, I'm like way older than him, but I would marry that guy because that's like, hey man, we know how to turn we know how to turn a negative into a positive. I love that. That's incredible. Better a tight end than a wide receiver. Exactly. Yeah. No, Jake Butt really went for the he went for the correct position there because Jake Butt, the wide receiver, I don't know if that is a way to like turn this negative into a positive. I think at that point you're just open for business. Yeah, he said, "Fuck it, let's just go full meme." I know, it's so funny. Exactly. Of all the football positions, he ends up tight end. Like, what an I just if he was a wide receiver, would he always be open? Yes. Uh, um, but yeah, I just feel like if your last name is Butts, it's so funny because like it was a couple weeks ago, I was listening to I've mentioned her name before, Brittany Vaughn. She just I don't care what she's talking about. She's just so charming and so funny. I love listening to everything she talks about. And she was telling some story where one of the dudes, um, the one of the murder people, his last name was Butts, and that's the only thing I remember from this story now. But she was like, "So and so Butts," and then she's like, "Yeah, that's his name." And then, she every time she goes, as she's going on with the story, every time she mentioned his name, she didn't say his first name at all. She was and then Butts over here, and I just kept thinking, like, "This motherfucker kept the last name Butts?" And then he went on to do like, he went on to murder people, which now, like, this information is, like, public record, um, and people are gonna tell this story about this guy, and his last name is Butts. He didn't even think, like, "I'm gonna change my name first so that when I go down in history as this, like, murdery guy, no one, is gonna think about how my last name's Butts and then completely forget about the story about how the murdery stuff." So, Butts. And then, actually, one of one of the illegal immigrant people that are breaking laws. I don't remember which law they broke, but that guy's last name was Butts. And again, I couldn't even pay attention to what was going on. All I could think was like, "What the fuck are these people?" And I really, oh yeah, he did terrible, terrible things. That's right, because I was going to repost it. It was on Twitter when I saw it, and I was about to be like, "Okay, side note, why the fuck did this guy keep his last name Butts?" But like the stuff he did was awful, awful, awful. It was um, I think he was one of the 19 dudes that were, very, did horrendous things, that little 12-year-old girl. I think it was one of him. He was one of those. But it was along those lines. Like, it was, severe abuse of a little girl. So I'm like, "Nah, I don't think that this is the time to make light of this, unfortunately." Now I need to wait for somebody else with the last name Butts to do something not as awful so I can make fun of him. Yeah, if your name is Butts, you're gonna get caught. Exactly.